All right. Um, I'll start off with saying Shalom. Of course, I want to give all praise to Yahweh of Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And there's going to be an open chat room. I'm not on Streamyard, but you can chat by way of the comments here. Um, I'll give everyone a minute just to get the notification. See if anyone wants to hop in, but you know, yeah, man, it's really at this point, man, it really isn't what's the word I'm looking for? At this point, there really isn't anything, left to even cover. You know what I'm saying? So I was just previously saying about at this point, really all we can do is sit back and laugh at these other guys on here teaching, such as Primal Man, such as Samuel Owens, such as Perry, such as um, uh, oh um, Andrew Ashby. Shout out to anybody who knows who that is. Um, and anything else, anyone else I'm missing. Right at this point, man, all we can do is sit back and laugh at what these jokers are on here saying. All right, because we really covered all avenues, right? So at this point, you try to go on and debate with some of these guys. Like I'll give an example. Good servant, right? Minor Golf calls that brother a good serpent. But we tried to we tried to go on with him to have a chat, and he don't let us on. You know what I'm saying? He don't let us hop on to have a friendly chat. It's like, okay, it's funny because every time I go on in the comments and ask, can I come on? Can I come on? He'll say like, oh, not now. Maybe next time, or maybe another time. In the first couple of times he told me, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'll come back another time. But that was almost a year ago now. So, I mean, every time I go on, it's like, oh, you can join, but not today, another time, come back, next time or whatever. It's like, Jesus, man. I mean, we're going on almost an entire year of you telling me the same thing. If you don't want to talk to me, just be a man and say you don't want to talk. I mean, why you keep, um, making it look like you want to talk, but pushing it off for an entire year? I mean, come on, man. At least Andrew Ashby was straight up and said that he didn't want to talk or have a debate. So at least I can respect the fact that he'd be man enough to come up and just straightly say that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me see real quick. Alexio said, "Amen." He said, "We need more Yasha vlogs." Shalom to Alexio and shalom to Luke in the chat. Luke said, "It seems like that you're doing this daily." Um, yeah, man. Um, Maybe we'll do a daily thing out of this, right? Maybe. We'll see what happens. The only reason I'm doing these is because, as I explained before, with my current data that I have for my usage, right? The only thing it's strong enough to do is it's strong enough to do a stream from off of YouTube, but it is not strong enough to connect me to Streamyard. For some reason, the connection's just not strong enough to use on Streamyard, but it is strong enough to do on live from YouTube. So I don't know how the hell that works. But I experimented with it, and that's just what it is, unfortunately. So that's why I do these instead, is because I'm not able to do StreamYard, um, with what I have, so, hey, it's unfortunate, but, you have to, you gotta, try to improvise. That's the way you got to look at things, man. Let me just grab a drink real quick. Let's see. He said, "You seen the Unwaxed documentary?" No, I haven't seen that, man. Send me a link to it on Discord, and I'll give it a watch. Right, I'll give it a listen. Just send me the link in Discord, and I'll check it out. Um, NBN. What do you mean by that? I haven't heard that before. What is the NBN? That might be something over in Australia. Uh, let's see. But yeah. Oh, and Alexio, I got a question for you. Are you? I believe I asked this before, but my memory doesn't remember. Are you a preterist by any chance? Are you like a partial preterist, or like what would your stance be on that? Because I see you over on Primal Man's page. You get along over there, right? So I would think that you must also have a similar viewpoint if we can get along, right? At least on something, right? So that begs the question: would you be a preterist because you're over there getting along with the preterist? All right, so that's a real question that got to be asked. Um, but yeah, man, over here, across the plain, um, it's getting bad out here, man. Over here in Mystery Babylon the Great, which is America, not the Vatican City, contrary to what Rock Upon him says. Um, but these people are, things are getting bad over here, man. That's the easiest way to put it. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. That's not what we do around here, right? We don't sugarcoat things, or sugarcoat things, whatever word you like to say it. I believe the best pronunciation would be sugar coat, right? So we don't do that over here. We bring out the the truth, right? What's this guy? Oh man, I believe his channel was called the Atlantis Report or something like that. He's on there when he starts his videos. He's like, we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, just to make fun of him. Oh man, but that's what we do, man. We bring out the raw understanding of the skibbies. So if someone don't get it, then you don't get it. It's that simple. Where we open the platform for debates. Why? Because that's what the scriptures say. The scriptures say to debate thy cause. Right. So if someone has a point of contention that they see differently, hey, you're welcome to click the link and to hop on. Right. If someone wants to come by and say that that Jesus died for everybody, or that that Christ already returned in the first century. I mean, hey, if you have that position, that's your position, but you need to click the link, and you have to be able to defend your position. You can't just say something, and oh well, it's true because I say it. It's like, okay, well, may I ask, like, why would you have that position? You need to be able to prove the position that you hold. And that just makes logical sense. If somebody was to tell you something, they should be able to validate or explain why they have that position that they do have, right? That just makes logical sense. Bear with me for a moment. I'll give you a perfect example. Just the other day, you had someone in the chat who was a ball earther, right? So I asked him a very simple question. I was asking him, I was like, okay, cool, I'll respect your perspective, but I have a question for you. If it is true that the Earth we live on is actually a rotating sphere, well, I'm just intrigued in seeing, at what height am I able to see the curvature of the Earth, right? At what type of altitude do I need to get, or height? What type of height do I need to achieve to visibly see the curvature of the Earth with my own two eyes? Do I go to the beach and see it? Can I see it from the top of a mountain? Can I see it from an airplane window, or do I have to go even higher than that? And the reason you ask, it's kind of like a trick question, because they're either going to tell you one of the first three, right? You can either see it from, the beach, you can see it from a, hotel roof or mountain top, or you can see it from a plane window. Those are the top, few answers that people will give you when you ask them, at what height can you see it? But the ironic part, and this is what you tell them after they give you the answer, the ironic part is the world famous astrophysicist, right? Neil deGrasse Tyson, or as he calls himself in an ERB battle, right? The astrophysics black guy. Shout out to anyone who saw that ERB. You know what I'm talking about. Um, right, but the world renowned astrophysicist, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he said when he was doing a commentary on this, this Red Bull space jump, right? The guy, Felix Bob Gardner, jumped from 127,000 feet above the earth, right? So when Neil was doing a commentary on it, he made a statement that said, at this height that he's at, you don't see any type of curvature to the earth, right? At this height, you don't see curvature, right? So it's like, wait a second. At this height, you don't see curvature. Well, for one, that proves that whoever recorded this, right, the cameras they set up are lying to you, because you can clearly see the curvature of the earth in the footage from up there. So that shows that they're using a fisheye lens to curve the earth to deceive the masses. So that's strike one. But then strike two, if he's saying that there is no visible curvature at 127,000 feet, well, how, by logical deduction, could one detect curvature from the seashore, or from the, a hotel roof, or from the top of a mountain, or from an airplane window? If Felix was significantly higher in elevation than any of those things, and he couldn't even see any curvature according to Neil deGrasse Tyson. How the hell do we get around that? I asked him that question, he couldn't give an answer to it. Right, he just didn't know. Right, he didn't know. And that's all right, you don't really well, I mean, something like that you would expect them to have an answer for. If they have the position that you can see it, you would think that they'd be able to explain to you, how and when you would be able to see the the curvature. You ask them and nobody knows. Or if they do know, they'll give you a contradictory statement that won't line up with what the next person gives you. So it's like, okay, well, how can you both be right at the same time? If one's telling me I can see it from the seashore, another person's telling me I can see it from an airplane window, well, wait a second, those are both significantly different claims. So what one of those is true? Right? See, it's contradictory. Those are contradictory statements right there. Let's see. Luke said the food shortage is coming. Yeah, you're right on that, man. There's food shortages coming. That's why if you were smart, Not talking to you in particular, but, for everyone out there, if you were smart, what you would do is you'd, get yourself some extra food, right? One of the best options out there, because I'm big into that survival stuff. I was raised on that type of stuff. Well, at least I, looked into it myself, my free time. But one of the things you can do with rice, you can actually take like a 20-pound bag of rice and you can extend its shelf life to like 25 years. All you got to do is get like a 5-gallon bucket, and then you want to put a Mylar bag inside of the bucket. Then you dump the rice into the Mylar bag, and then you throw a couple oxygen absorbers in there. And then what you do is you seal the bag to to block oxygen from coming into the bag. Right, then the oxygen absorbers inside the bag will be able to waste away the oxygen that's left inside of the bag. So at the end of the day, it will basically vacuum seal the whatever you put inside these bags. It doesn't have to be rice. You can do the same thing with beans, right? Uncooked beans. You can do it with. You can do it with. I mean, Mylar bags can be used for pretty much anything. You could do it with nuts or uh, anything else you can think of. Most things you'll be able to do it, in a Mylar bag. Right, so those are just some, good ideas, that you can do, right? Get a 20-pound bag of rice, go through the process I just said, and there you go. Just put that in the closet or wherever, and that's good for 25 years. But, the reason why you have to get a 5-gallon bucket for it is, let's be honest, do you have to do that? And the answer would be no. But the reason why I would do that is because the Mylar bags themselves are not very tough, such as mice or other rodents could easily eat through the Mylar bag, so then it would ruin all the food inside and waste all of the work you put into it. But if you put it into a 5-gallon bucket, nothing can get through that, right? That's hard plastic right there. So these creatures can't get through that, would not be able to get through it. Right, so that's why that's a good idea to have that type of bucket to use for it. Another good option would be canned goods, right? Because the canned foods, even though they have an expiration date on the can, that doesn't mean that the food's bad by that date. They just have to put that on the can, so they have to sell it at least by that date. Mean that the food's bad inside of it. And you can do your own research about, the long-term shelf life of canned food, because it can last a lot longer than you think. Let me give you another example. I was eating the other day. There's a box of graham crackers that was sitting in the closet. It's like 10 months past the expiration date, but they taste totally fine. So I ate them and nothing happened. Right, I was totally fine. But guess what? They were 10 months, almost the entire year, past the expiration date. Right, and they were still totally fine to eat. Right, so I bring that up to show that just because something's past the expiration date, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad and that you can't eat it. Right, if you open something up, it has a foul odor to it, or just doesn't look right, hey, then just toss it out. Right, but if it looks good and doesn't have a off-putting taste or smell to it, then you can eat it. Hey, Shalom, Manny. there's guys out there who say that you can't prep or stuff like that. Oh, that's not faithful to do that. Well, I'll say this. We understand that hey, look, no amount of physical preparedness can actually save you if you're not right with who the world calls Jesus Christ. Right? So you have to first be right, with who the world calls Jesus Christ, in order to be saved. Right? We understand that perfectly. That no amount of prepping could save you if you're not, get right with, who the world calls Jesus Christ. We all accept that. But with that being said, that doesn't mean it's wrong for you to have preps. That doesn't mean that's wrong, because they even did that in Bible stories, such as, if you ever read the story of Joseph, with the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine, when the 7 years of plenty were there, they stored up grain for the 7 years of famine. And then what they did is the they sold that grain to the surrounding nations that were affected, who did not prepare themselves for it. Right? You can read the story. It's in Genesis. I believe it's the last couple of chapters. You can read about that story. Um, but yeah, they stored up for at a time of famine, right? So while you have the abundance of food available to you now, it's just a smart idea to have some of that put away, so when people are running around out here like zombies, or chickens with their head cut off, you're not going to have to be caught up in that either. You're not going to have to go to the store and panic buy with the rest of these people out here, man. People were ready to kill each other over a toilet paper shortage 2 years ago. So just think about how violent it's going to get when the last supplies are actually food, right? Think about how that's going to be. So it just makes sense to be prepared beforehand. Yeah, that's just the perspective I would have on it. Let me hit the chat real quick. Luke said, I'm growing pumpkins. And he said, keep seeds. Seeds are good. Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. That if you know how to, grow your own food, then that'd be a good option, right? If you could do so. Which I actually have a book about gardening and planting and growing your own food and stuff like that. I haven't read it yet, but I do have that. I'm gonna have to give that a read. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Nemo? Let me see. Hey, well, Nemo, man, you don't. I'm starting to think that you're a troll. That's what I'm starting to think, right? Because if you ask us questions and expect us to answer, but then when we ask you a question, you'll deliberately say that you're not going to answer. That's what you call self-contradictory. So I mean, either you're some type of troll, or maybe damn devil demon, or something like that. Let's see. Yo, look at that. Look at that real quick. Look at Nemo's comment there for you guys who are listening in. Uh, Look at that. Wait a second. Wait a second. Nemo, hold on. You just said that people shouldn't be going around asking people if they sin, but you literally, on the last couple of streams, you went around asking everyone if they sin. Are you like schizophrenic or something? Do you have like oh shit, what is the what's the word I'm looking for? Do you have like a bad sense of memory or something? Like do you forget that you were telling people that, man? right? Do you have multiple different personalities, or like, what's going on, man? Because you went around telling people that, asking them, do you sin? Do you sin? That's what you went around going, asking people about just last night and the days before. But now you're on here saying that people shouldn't be going around asking that. So either you're like five different personalities in you, so you don't know what the hell you're doing, um, or I don't know what's going on. Maybe you're under the influence of something. Those could be possibilities. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, you're right on that, Manny. Oh, and by the way, contrary, just for anyone who's listening in, like Galapagos, or trusting in the Most High, or whatever that brother's name was. Hey, look, don't be mistaken. Don't listen to what guys are on here telling you that you're going to be delivered before the Great Tribulation. That's not true. Um, all of the all of us have to go through the time period called the Great Tribulation, right? Nobody's going to be saved before that time period. That's why the scriptures tell you, Matthew 24, verse 29 on down, it says immediately after the tribulation of those days will the Son of Man be revealed. Right, so immediately after the Great Tribulation is when the Son of Man will be revealed. And then if you read under it, it's saying then he's going to send his angels to gather together his elect from where they're scattered on the earth. Right, so Christ is going to return to save his elect after the Great Tribulation, according to that scripture. So what they'll do is they'll try to twist it around and say, oh, well, it says, after the tribulation of those days. It doesn't say after the Great Tribulation, because they'll try to twist it and say that the tribulation and Great Tribulation are two different time periods, which is definitely not true, right? It's just, guys are looking a little bit too deep, right? It's talking about the same thing. They just worded it differently. That's all. It's very simple. Let's see. Wait a second, Nemo. You just did it again. You asked someone, do you still sin? But then a few comments up, you literally said that people need to stop asking people certain questions, and you included in there, do you still sin? So you just contradicted yourself once again. As I said, I don't know if you got maybe a mental disorder where you don't remember your latest comments, or maybe you're just a troll. I'm not sure. Um, but you don't know what the hell's going on. That's the best way to put it. Let me see. Yeah, Raphael, he's asking that. Hey Nemo, I got a question for you. Is Jesus white? And how about Nemo? Next time we're live on Streamyard, you gotta click the link. And they look, man, I'm calling your ass out. Even your boy Perry called you out. Don't think I didn't see that, because I did. I was listening to the stream and you were in the comments, and Perry called your ass out. He told you to click the link, and you didn't do it. He told you to man up and click the link. So you're over here coming with that Perry doctrine, but yet Perry himself called your ass out and called you a coward because you won't click the link. Well, what do you got to say about that? Are you going to ignore that happen, or like how are you going to get around that? Even your boy Perry, who you're on here repeating, regurgitating what he told you, even he called your ass out and called you a coward and told you to click the link. Don't tell me I didn't see it, because I did. I was there. That's what he told you, man. He told you got to man up and click that link, and you couldn't do it. So that makes you look even worse, man. Hey, Shalom, mind the golf. What's funny, does anybody read the title that I put on these because I'm not on. I'm sorry, but I'm not on Streamyard. So this is just a solo platform. Um, everyone's welcome to chat in the comments. You know, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool, man. That's cool. Um, and I'm not talking about you, but other people piss me off. Like I'll give an example. DJ Spin came on the other day. I literally put in the title, you know, um, not on StreamYard, but we were having a chat in the comments, and he was like, "Oh, New Testament's fake, all that stuff." So I told him, "Hey, look, next time I'm live on a StreamYard, come stop by." And then he was like, "Oh, I can come on now, just drop the link for me." It's like, wait a second, I just said I'm not on StreamYard, so how am I supposed to do that? You know what I'm saying? And it's ironic because any other time that I am on StreamYard when it comes by, he can't come on. But of course, the one time that I'm not on it, he is able to come on. Isn't that funny? It's just funny how things sometimes work out, isn't it? Let me see. Wait, Nemo, you voted for Trump? Uh-oh, now you summoned just because we mentioned that word, now we summoned Jurassic Liars to the stream. And we also summoned Rudy as well, because he believes in that bullshit too. Christian White. Uh wait, if you're saying Jesus is a black man, why would you have a white image of Christ on your thing? Oh, and look at that. I literally predicted the future right there. I just mentioned Trump, right? And I said I just summoned um Rudy to the stream, and lo and behold, Rudy's right there. Y'all seen that, right? You guys seen that? I literally said that because I mentioned the word Trump, now I summon Rudy to the stream, and lo and behold, Rudy is right there in the chat. How's that happen, man? Um, oh, yep, see, his comment, Trump is the Antichrist and Elvis. Yep, see, how did I know? How did I know? Any other time he was not here, but the one time I mentioned the word Trump, he is here. Rudy is of Private Wars. He's going under a different avatar, but that's his channel right there. Uh, let's see. Yeah, he said, how long will these simple people love simplicity? Yeah, these guys are are bugging out here, man. Um, excuse me. Christian White, are you serious with your questionings, man, or are you just a troll account? I'm not putting that on you. I'm just asking sincerely, right? And my first question for you is, if you agree that Christ is black, why do you have a white image of Christ on your profile picture? That doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Alexio, maybe I'll think about that. Well, if I do give you that, what are you planning on doing that? I don't give people that often. There's only a couple people here who got that. Um, but we'll see. Um, hey, look, Rudy, just to be honest with you, man, nobody really cares about Trump. Okay, ain't nobody. Hey, look, maybe he has some dedicated fans here and there. I'm not going to deny that. That's true. But nobody really cares about him no more. Nobody really talks about Trump anymore, man. There's other political figures that are much more popular nowadays than Trump is. And those are just facts. Trump still has his fans, that's true, but it's not really as many as it was back when he was in the office. You know what I'm saying? Uh, let's see. No, no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't ban anyone from the channel other than IDL or the bots that come in the chat. Other than that, everyone else is free to use their is free to chat. Let's see. Bear with me for a second. I was just trying to get caught up on the chat real quick. And let's just put this to rest real quick. Guys talk about, do you sin? Do you sin? It, which it was NEMO who brought that in here. Hey, look, Perry needs to sell a shirt that asks the question, do you still sin on it? It says on the front, do you still sin? And on the back, it says, but do you still sin? So when they answer the first question, now they're asked again on the back of the shirt. Hell, I'd buy one. But to answer the question is yes, we all still have sin. Why? Because sin is a transgression of the law, right? So we've all went off, and broke the law even after we knew, the laws. It's not that we're deliberately going around trying to do that, but as the scriptures say, a righteous man falls 7 times a day, but he gets back up again. What does it mean by he falls? It means that he goes off and goes against the law, right? Or he sins, in other words, right? Does something against the commandments. That's why the scriptures say that we're under grace. What does that mean? Under grace simply means that if you do mess up and go off and break the commandments, you can be forgiven for it. That's what it means. That doesn't mean you can deliberately go around doing whatever the hell you want. It's because you're under grace. That's not what grace is. Grace just means that you can be forgiven for going, if you do go off, right? If you do break the commandments, um, on accident or whatever, you can be forgiven for it. That's what it means by being under grace. That doesn't mean you can go around doing whatever the hell you want on purpose. That's not what it means. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that LOP, right? But he chased Bible Defender out of the Discord. So I gotta send him personal messages because he's not in the group chat. He left because of IDL. Because IDL was doing too much there, man. Maybe he could get better. So we'll see what happens. But we'll see. Yeah, Rudy, I don't know what what's that brother's name? Oh, Alexio, excuse me. I don't know what Alexio got against you, man. And I was wondering the same thing myself. Right, but Nemo, here's the contradictory though. Why would you go around and ask people the same question if you're saying it's a waste of time to ask them that question? How does that make any logical sense? You're saying that if people asked, "Do you still sin?" Do you say that the correct answer is none of your business? Say, okay, cool. But why do you go around and ask everybody that if it's none of your business to know? I mean, what point are you trying to make? It's like you're passing out watchtowers. You're passing out the Jehovah's Witness, watchtower pamphlets, but just virtually, right? That's basically what you're doing, man. Uh, he said, serious question. Let me see. Are they lawful? Um, I wouldn't say they are. No, I couldn't. Is there actually a law that says that you can't do it? I would say no. But those are not that's not something you should be doing, man. Let's see. And when you say that, are you talking about? I'm pretty sure I know what the ones you're talking about, but you're not talking about like the regular ones, right? You're talking about in the other, sense, right? So you have to clarify what you mean by that. LP, I did not say that, by the way. I made a correlation, but I didn't say that. No, it's not lawful, Christian white, to answer your question. Hey, Nemo, man. Hey, listen. You know, why do you keep saying the same thing, man? It's like, seriously, though. It's like, come on, man, move on from that. We get the joke now. It's like, come on, man. It's it gets old sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So we get your point. Not saying we agree with it, but we understand the point you're getting at. So it's like, come on, man. Move on to something else. And I see it's convenient you didn't answer the question I asked you though, such as are you um oh shit, I forgot what I wanted to ask. Oh yeah, is Christ a white man? And if he is, you need to show me that. I'd say that a Christian white, I would say just because it's harmful for your body, right? Right? It's I wouldn't do that. And I'm not saying that you should go around doing that too. But can I give a exact precept that condemns that exact action? Of course I cannot do that. I can't give you a scripture that condemns that action. I can't give that, right? But I'll say this as well. Neither can I give a scripture that condemns the act of necrophilia. Look that word up if you don't know what that word means, right? That doesn't mean it's okay to go around doing that, but is there a scripture that condemns that? No. But that doesn't mean you can go around doing it, right? Because some of these things we have around today, they still didn't exist back in those times, right? So how could they have rules written on it if those things didn't exist back in those times? Let's see. Yeah, yeah, I'm aware of that minor golf. I just had to clarify with him. Because there's guys out here who say that, that the the manna that came down from heaven is talking about mushrooms. Shout out to anybody who knows who I'm referring to. Hey, what's up, Austin? Hey, look, Christian white man. If that's your perspective, hey, that's on you, man. If you want to do that, You know, I wouldn't do that. Neither would I suggest you do that. But I mean, hey, you're a grown man. You can make your own decision. Like I'll give you a perfect example. Um, someone else I might know, they might love to eat seafood, right? Certain kinds of seafood, because there are certain types of seafood that are lawful to eat. So I'm talking about the kind that are unlawful, okay? Such as the crawfish, octopus, and bottom dwellers like that, right? They might like to eat that because they grew up on it. I can tell them, hey, that goes against the scriptures, but at the end of the day, they can decide for themselves, if they want to follow the scriptures or want to do what they want to do. I can't. It's not my job nor responsibility to change their ways. I can warn them about it, which is what we're here to do, but to change their ways, that's up to them themselves. That's how you got to look at it. Austin, he's just joking around. Let me see. Just trying to get caught up on the chat real quick, so just bear with me for a moment. Right, right. Uh, Hold on a second. Damn, man, this chat's going by quick. Yeah, Rudy, hold on a second. You misunderstood the statement. I said it does. Um, the scriptures doesn't have a law on necrophilia, but you're not supposed to be doing that because by reading other scriptures, we understand it does condemn that action, right? But is there a literal law that uses that word? To my knowledge, it's not, right? But that is you're not supposed to be doing that. So maybe you misunderstood the statement I was saying, or maybe you need to clear out that earwax. Um, but yeah, you're not supposed to be going around doing that, and you can do a Google search if you don't know what that means. What made that word? They used to do that back in Egypt, right? So yeah, that's not something you should be going around doing. But again, in the Bible, since that was written thousands of years ago, it's not going to have a law against everything that exists in the modern world, right? So you have to you got to be careful. Okay, that's the easiest way you can look at it. To just get caught up on these. Hey, mine to go off. I do what I can, man. I'm very limited with what I'm able to do. So it's difficult for me. That's the easiest way I can put it. It's I do what I can. That's the best way I can put it. Let's see. Yeah, man. Guys got to clear out that earwax. Properly hear what we're saying. Nah, Jay, can't do that at the moment. And far from it, man. Let me see. Hell, a lot of damn trolls in the chat, man. Oh, and you know what? Let me say this as well. Let me say this as well. You know, I don't know about you, but what I noticed is that after we upload a video, within the first 10 minutes, there's always some type of bot in the comment section that's putting a link to a, we'll just say a site off of YouTube, right? You know what I'm talking about. Um, but with that being said, it's like, wait a second, why the hell is it happening to everything we put out on the internet? Why not these other people? Maybe it's because what we're saying is actually true, so they're trying to censor it, and shadow ban it. Obviously that's what the answer is. Yeah, mine golf is it's almost on every single one, so it shows that we're on the right track. We're definitely on the right track. XXY, let me ask you a question. Is it a sin for a man to have multiple wives? Okay, good. We agree on that. We will agree on that, and that's good. Oh, my golf said it's probably good serpent doing it. Rock Upon him used to troll all the time back in the day, man. He would it's crazy. I'm not even getting into it here, but he used to troll a lot back in the day, man. I believe even Rich did as well. You can ask him about that. Not saying he did it to me or nothing. Um, he was suspicious for a while, but then we figured out what was going on. But he admitted that he used to do it to other people online for a while. He don't do it no more, but he used to. LP, I said Ridge, not Rich. I said Ridge. As I said, you guys are new around here. A majority of them. Me and Mine Golf, we go back a good 4 years. Me and Ridge Nappa go back 6 years. So LOP, you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. I'm talking years ago. You're not familiar with what I'm saying. So just to put that out there. Like I'll give an example. When I call Ridge Napper, Ridge Nibbler, or whatever I call him, guys will make fun of it, like, oh, I'm pronouncing the name wrong, but it's like, no, you didn't know that 5 years ago, that's what his channel name was actually called, so I'm used to calling him by that channel name, because that's what he used to go by. But I wouldn't expect you to know that because you weren't there back then, but I just find that funny, you know what I'm saying? Because from your perspective, it would look like that, but if you knew the history behind it, you'd understand why I say that. This is a small example. Yeah, Jay. Um, yeah, Rock is a shady figure, man. As I said, he's a cool guy. I would buy him a $5 Red Bull. But yeah, he's a shady guy, man. You gotta watch the exposed video someone did on him. The shady guy, shady character. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Creation Bear? Let's see. Yeah, but Ridge Napper, his channel used to be called Ridge Nibbler back in the day. So that's why I still call him that. And again, hey, look, I knew Ridge since he was 12 years old. He's about 18 years old now. But I've known him since he was 12 years old. Yeah, we know about that XXY. Yeah, I remember that Minogue. You know, he came on at the end. You know, literally when I was gonna wrap it up, it was like, oh, you know, why you got that hat? It's like maybe I got the hat because I enjoy that type of hat. Like, why you think? Like, why do you have a Freemasonic? And Jay's gonna love this. Why you have a checkerboard background then? He'll be like, oh, you know, I like what it looks like. It's like, oh, but wait a second though, but that's satanic though. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you call hypocrisy right there. And I'm not hating on the brother, but you know, I should have called him out on that because that would have been funny. Uh, let's see. Just grab a drink real quick. But yeah, man, it's uh, it's crazy what's going on, man. You know, that's the best way you got to look at things, man. It's you know, it gets to be overwhelming sometimes, man. You know, but that's how you got to look at things. You know, that's just the way you got to look at it. Let's see. Oh, let me ask you a question. XXY, I see what you're saying. Are you of the belief that do you think this thing going on in Ukraine, or do you don't believe that's real, or like what do you think about that? Because we got guys that stop by here who say that. Are you of that position too, or like what are you what's your position on that? Yeah, as Minogue said, right, we're clearly at the end of this thing. Yeah, we're clearly at the end of this thing. You know, as I said, man, you know, it would make sense for Christ to return within a very short period of time. Now, it is true that no man knows the day or the hour. That's why we're not on here saying, you know, oh, this day, that day. We're not on here saying that. Um, at least I'm not. Um, but we know that we're in the season when that's going to take place. You know, whether that's, you know, this year, next year, nobody knows the exact day or hour nor month that that's going to happen, but we can tell that it's near due to the signs that we see. I believe Minogue just did a video about the signs. I didn't get to see it yet. I'm going to watch that later. But yeah, we're seeing the signs all around us. One of my personal favorites, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then you'll understand that this is the same time where the highest will begin to visit the world. And then not only that, but you have UFO sightings that are increasing at such a large, you know, quantity, you know, so it proves the time that we're in, right? Because those UFOs are the chariots of God, right? God's angels are inside of those UFOs, right? So it's all increasing at such a picked up rate, right? Compared to previous years. And for the past 5 years, these UFO sightings have been increasing. That's true, but it's even more so right now, you know, within the last 2 years. Yeah, Creation Bear, I recommend you do that, man. I recommend you do that. He said, I thought about making a tier list video on all the characters that come by these circles. Yeah, do that, man. I recommend you do that. That'll be interesting. Send me a link to that. I encourage you to go ahead and do that. That would be interesting. Wait, Christian, you said all of this is staged. Wait a second. You're saying that all of what we're seeing on the news is fake? Are you saying that, or am I misunderstanding your comment? XXY, well, Russia is doing it though. Wait, so you think that the stuff going, which I gotta watch what I say, you know why? But you're saying that it's not real. Oh, then that makes sense then. Well, Christian White. Hey, look, Christian White. Next time we're live on Streamyard, you gotta click the link, man. You gotta click the link. All right. So yeah, it says the beast. Which may I ask you a question? Who is the beast? Let's see if you know the answer. Who is the beast talking about? Uh oh, Creation Bear. There's actually a funny story behind that. Actually, um, a few months ago, um, when I was 18, right, I was uh, I was taking a walk, and there was a guy who stopped me, because he was sitting there on the thing. He saw me walk by. He was like, "Hey, man, you know, you got a couple dollars on you, could you go buy me a beer?" Because we were right, like, next to a beer shop there. It was like literally 20 feet away because there was a couple stores in the area, right? So it's like, hey, can you buy me one? So I told him, hey, man, I would, but unfortunately, I'm I'm under 21, so I can't go in and purchase those those products. So he was like, oh, okay, okay. So he's like, he thought it strange that I wasn't at least 21 years old, right? But it just shows you you can't tell how old a person is based on their age. You can't do it. And I'll tell you this: I've had ever since I was maybe 15. If I go somewhere with my younger brother, I can't even tell you the amount of times people will be like, "Oh, you got a cute son, right? Your son's cute, right?" So it shows you, man, that you can't know how old a person is based on what they look like, right? Just makes logical sense. Yeah, I agree with you, Christian White. You're right on that. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Christian White. I agree with you that the beast is the NATO and the EU. We're in agreement on that. Yeah, I told that story before, Creation Bear. I told it before, but may as well tell it again, right? Uh, Russia, I'd say from my understanding, I would say they're not part of the beast there. However, could in the future they team up with them? Sure. I don't see why that would be far-fetched to say, but are they in the scriptures being described there? I would say no. But could they alliance with them? Sure. But I'll agree that the text doesn't literally say that. Yeah, that's cool, Christian White. You might be a little bit behind on that because I was talking about that maybe 10 minutes ago. But that's all right. Yeah, you're right, Minor Golf. I am a confirmed shill and actor working for Vigilant Christian Mario. Now, because I said that, Andrew Ashby is going to do a exposed video on me because I said I'm being paid by TVC Mario. Isn't that ridiculous? These guys would actually come on there and say, like, there's these guys one was called Cologne Casper, which was Andrew Ashby's sidekick. You know, they used to do, like, literally 2,000 videos a year exposing TVC Mario on, a multitude of subject matters. That guy can have a channel of, of 5,000 videos, and 4,500 of those are, about TVC Mario. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? How ridiculous that is? Let's see. Hey, XXY man, you gotta click the link next time we're on Streamyard, and you can ask us about that. Because that's a deep discussion. But my position is that when, according to the scriptures, when a person dies, they go to sleep, right? They go and rest in the spiritual realm. Whether they're a righteous person or a wicked person, they all go to the same place. And there's plenty of precepts that one can pull on that. What is that? Oh shit, what is that scripture? What is that? 1 Samuel 28 and 19, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, that's a good one. Or it might be 2 Samuel 28:19. When King Saul goes to the witch to summon the spirit of Samuel, that's a good example to give. What leads you to that conclusion, Creation Bear, if you don't mind me asking? What do you mean? Could it be different for women? Did I miss your comment there, or what are you saying? Well, the horns represent the NATO and the EU countries that are involved in it. Today, it's 28 nations that are part of NATO, but it started off as 10, right? But over the course of time, it grew. It grew. Excuse my stutter. The alliance grew. Like, I'll give you an example. Now, there's a few nations over there, next to Ukraine right now, who are trying to get up under NATO as well. They're trying to join the alliance, up under NATO, because they're in fear that, Russia, could invade them as well. Right, so they're trying to, enter into the alliance as well. So there's a lot going on right now, man. Let me see. Well, the spirit of whether you're male or female, right, good or evil, you all go to the same place when you pass away. And I mean, again, you can call into our live stream on Streamyard and you can ask us about that. We can have a discussion about that subject matter, but that would be my position on it. Oh, and by the way, my first time reading the scriptures, let me read this comment. He said, very few 19-year-olds have read the Bible cover to cover. For that, UTT gets credit. Yeah, my first time that I've read the Bible, I was 16 the first time that I read it. And then when I was 18, I went back and reread it again, cover to cover. You got to include the Apocrypha in there as well. Because a lot of guys don't subscribe to that book for some reason. Let me ask you a question. XXY, or Christian White, is the Apocrypha part of the scriptures? If you know what that is. Because most people don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let me see. Bear with me for a moment. Let me see. I mean, Christian White, I mean, hey, you're welcome to have that perspective, man. You're welcome to have that perspective. As I said, man, next time we're on StreamYard, you got to click the link, man. Come hop on. Let's see. Yeah, Creation Bear. It's a fair point to have. But yeah, man, it's I'm just trying to read these comments, man. There's like 100 different comments that are coming in here, so I'm just trying to get called up on them. Let's see. Yeah, Nemo. Hey, look, Nemo is just what we call a damn devil demon, is what that brother is. He's saying the exact same thing 100 different times when we already get the point. So it's like, what are you even trying to get at? Hey, Perry called your ass out and said, hey, you got to click the link, man. And you wouldn't do it even when your boy Perry told you to click the link. So, I mean, either it's some type of troll account or maybe the brother got a disability where he's not able to remember the things that he posted in the comment board, or I don't know. He got to figure that out. Yeah, we that come around here, hey, look, we're on a level to take on any of these, these Christians, man. Because all you really need to know is a couple of scriptures. Hey, look, we can break down the entire scriptures to you at maybe 25 precepts, right? All we need is 25 scriptures, and we can basically explain the entire narrative of the Bible, right? The story of Christ, what it's, what's coming in the future, the kingdom. We can explain all of these things, right? The past, present, and future with maybe 25 scriptures, right? If we were to give a summed up, explanation of the scriptures and the story in it. You could do so with maybe only 25 scriptures. You can tell the entire story. You can sum it up. If you know what a summary is, right? Because you might remember back in school, what they would do, at least for me, is we would have to read a book. We would do this every week. We'd get a book from the library, inside joke, at the school. We would have a week. We could read the entire book, and then we would have to make a summary on what the book means, right? The story and the storyline and what take place in the story and whatnot. We would have a week to read the book and to make a summary. So the summary would be like the story broken down into like certain key details of what happened in the story, right? So it'd only be maybe an entire page long or something like that, or half a page long at least. But it's like a small summary, right? So it's the entire story, but broken down into key parts that makes it easy to understand without having to read the entire story. That's the easiest way to say what a summary is, right? So we can give you an entire summary on the scriptures with maybe 25 precepts. Let's see. All right, that's cool, Christian White. Yeah, I'd say as far as Ghost, I would say that I'd say I believe in it. But what are they? I would say that ghosts are demonic spirits. However, I will say this, I do believe that a soul of a person can be summoned as well, because we see that interaction take place where King Saul went to a witch to summon the spirit of Samuel. So when people use these Ouija boards, and certain other, things to contact the dead, I believe you can do it, right? So some of those, I do believe that they are actually contacting people who departed from this realm. I do believe that. Sometimes it's demonic, like poltergeist or, other demonic activity, right? Ghosts and stuff. That's like demonic, demons. But I do believe that you can contact a person who has died, according to the scriptures. It doesn't mean you should be doing that. But is it possible to do? Yes. Again, we see the clear interaction, right? Not Paul, Saul has a similar name to him, but King Saul summoned the spirit of Samuel, right? So he brought Samuel up from the grave and had a conversation with him, right? So that shows that it is possible to talk to people who have died, according to the Bible. Again, it doesn't mean you should do that, but it can happen, right? Uh, let's see. Let's see. Man, I actually seen somebody try to contact him on somebody did it was actually a few people, they did like spirit box sessions. You know what the spirit box is, right? They try to contact him, and sometimes they say it works, sometimes they say it don't. That stuff is iffy. I believe it can work, but it just depends. That's the way you got to look at it. Let me say this. Oh, I would have a different perspective on that. I wouldn't say they're fake. I wouldn't have that. understanding. I mean, now some of these YouTube videos where people use the spirit box, I believe some of those are definitely fake. Like, I'll give an example. Some of these videos on YouTube where people claim to catch, ghosts or unexplained creatures, a lot of those are clearly fake. But that doesn't mean all of them are, though, right? Like, let me give you an example. You might know who Chills is, or Top 15. I actually have been watching them for like 8 years, 7, 8 years. I've been watching their content on YouTube. Years ago, they used to make like countdown videos where they use real videos, in it, the most real as they can come across, of certain subject matters such as aliens or, other type of scary creature videos, stuff like that. They find the real stuff, anything that looks like it could be faked or edited. They don't add into the video just to give the best, proof they can give of what they're trying to show, right? But now if you go to their pages, all they're doing is putting up like, like they're deliberately putting fake videos into their countdowns now just because they can get a lot of views from it, right? So now they're doing stupid stuff. But I miss back in the day, man, 7 years ago, they used to do good videos, so I go back and rewatch those sometimes. Um, because I like how it was done back then. But now today, they're just using clickbait and, just something to reel you in so they can put, just a bunch of fake stuff in the video on purpose that they know is fake. But, it gets people to watch the video, right? Because it's entertaining. I don't like it. That's what they went, and did. I would have wished they could have, kept it going the way they were years ago. But, it is what it is. That's how you got to look at it. Let's see. Hey, Creation Bear, Minor Golf likes that ERB, man. Yeah, Christian White, I believe in the Ouija boards. I believe they can work to contact the dead. I do believe that. That doesn't mean I'm saying you should go around and play with those. Do I have one? Um, I'll say this. I was cleaning out my grandfather's storage, right? Because he has like a big facility that he has. He has like hundreds of boxes and stuff there. So he actually had a Ouija board in one of them, so I have that one there, but I don't play that stuff, right? I wouldn't play it. Um, because that can be, you got to be careful, right? That stuff can summon demonic spirits, you know what I'm saying? I do believe you can contact, deceased family members through it. Um, but you also can contact demonic entities as well, so I wouldn't say that you should be messing around with that stuff. I would say, it'd be better to stay away from that. Um, let's see. Someone asked, where is Leviathan? Um, well, when you deal with, what is that, Job, the 41st chapter, right? Leviathan is like just a sea creature. Okay, now, here's the thing. 95% of the ocean is unexplored, right? So, who the hell knows where that creature's at, man? It's somewhere out there, but they only explored 5% about the ocean. They claim they know more about so-called outer space than they know about our own oceans, right? So where is it? Hell, who knows? Somewhere out there. Uh, let's see. Oh, someone said Hollow Earth. Hey, did you get, whole real question? Did you get that Hollow Earth theory from the Godzilla versus Kong movie? Is that where you got that theory from, man? I'm just messing with you. But since you mentioned that, now you summon Samuel Owens to the stream. Right now, he's gonna be on here calling you a He's gonna be on here calling you a a damn devil demon because you mentioned the word hollow earth. You know, because he's all about concave earth. You know, whatever the hell that means. Let's see. Uh, Let me see. We're not going to go for too much longer. We'll maybe go for maybe 20 more minutes. But I'll start wrapping it up soon. But hey, look, XXY man. Next time we're live on Streamyard, you got to click the link. All right, next time we're on Streamyard, come click the link, man. Same thing with you too, Christian White. You know, you guys are some new faces that we haven't seen on here before. So next time we're live on Streamyard, which probably will be not tomorrow, but the following day. Let me say that again. Probably not. Which actually, let me reconsider that statement because I just noticed it's actually 1:20 a.m. So actually, today it's not going to be a stream, but tomorrow it will be, right? Because today is the 26th. So on the 27th in the morning, I should be able to do a stream on StreamYard. So be on the lookout for that. Once again, not today, but tomorrow morning, there probably will be one. I mean, hell, you know, maybe so. Um, you know, none of us are there, so we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's fine to have that perspective. Uh, let's see. Just trying to get caught up on the chat in case I missed anything. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Um, Rudy said, he said the ghost king Saul summoned wasn't a real human. It was a demon acting like the dead. Well, Rudy, you have to validate that. You have to show me a you have to show me a reason why I should believe that because when you read the text, it literally says that it was him. So I mean, if you don't agree, I mean, you need to be able to prove that, man. No, you can't just say something for the sake of saying it. You need to be able to validate your statement. You know, so you know, next time you have to show me that, man. Let's see. All right, I think I'm gonna call that the show there. I'll round it out in just a minute. Let it go for another 50 seconds. But I think I'm gonna call that the show there. I thank everyone for coming, you know, by the chat tonight. It was a good chat. I will say this: Christian White and XXY, come stop by our next stream on StreamYard. You're welcome to click the link and come on, and we can have a discussion. You know, if you're up for it, that's fine. Just put on that notification bell so you get the notification when we go live, and yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. So I'll wrap it up in just a minute. Just because of my OCD, I'll let it play out to exactly 30 minutes.